hell happened?
Alright guys, here we are. You can see we got the motor out. So, here is the problem. See all the fluid on that freeze plug and the rust running down? That freeze plug is no good. So we're going to pop that dude out, put a new one in. Swap out the torque converter for the new one as well, which is sitting right here. And all we got to do is put the motor back in. So while he's been working on some stuff, I came over here and I got those two tacked together, and I got it marked where I need to cut it at next to attach that to. So we will be back.
Alright guys, for you that don't know, the higher number means that the vehicle is running really lean, and as you can see, this thing is super lean at idle. Right there is about a perfect air-fuel ratio, 14.6, 14.7, but as we get up into the higher RPMs, you'll see that this thing goes down drastically, which means it's running super, super rich when we get into the higher RPMs. Like it hits like 10.8 at one point in time, so I definitely need to lean it out on the high RPM stuff for the next time we go to the track. We'll get that straightened out for next time we go out. Alright guys, so we ran our fastest time yet again. We went from an 8.44 to an 8.42, leaving off of idle. So we still got room to improve here. The problem is that ridge condition that I was talking about earlier before this run. So I need to lean that out so we can get that mile per hour back. We went as fast as 84 miles per hour on the top end, so we're leaving some serious power there and definitely some time left. I still need to adjust that, but we had other issues with the car, which will be coming up soon, and you'll see what happened.
Thank you.
Alright guys, so here we are pulling up for what was our second run, and this is where the car brakes. You notice there in the burnout, it does a little shimmy in the rear end, which it doesn't normally do. If you watch here, we'll go into slow motion, you'll see the car come up really high, and then it comes back down a little bit, and then completely falls off when I get onto the brakes. And that is when the rear end broke. See it here in just a second. I do launch off the converter this time. So here it is, the nose comes way up, then stops, levels out, and then falls off. It had never came up that high in the front end before, so here's a side-by-side of the other pass, and you'll see the nose doesn't come up as high here. We basically come up to level on the launch, but this time off of the converter, we launched a lot harder, and you'll see how high it comes up right here. And there we are at full extension, but then it drops down right there. That's where the rear end brakes. And then we just level out, and then I get off of it. Here it is in full time.
So this is Jason Grant. This is the Z28, the 1979 version.
Oh, that's not good. The hell happened?
Something broke. Looks like we picked up some kind of a part off of this Camaro.
Oh boy.
Not a good thing. They're looking underneath the car. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So, not very good situation. Something fell out from underneath that car and they directed him over there to the side. I think he's going to take it easy down through our racetrack. Something was picked up underneath that car. They are doing just a little bit of a cleanup down here on our starting line area.
Alright guys, so here we are under the car. I can show you what happened. First off, I know it's hard to see in this, but the rear end is pointing down now. It's closer to where it's supposed to be, but not quite. If you look here, you can see there, the rear end was supposed to be up there, but it's not anymore. And you can see that weld is completely broken. It's broken on all four sides. It is completely broken over here as well. Just ripped the weld completely out on both sides of that pad there. So what we're going to do going forward is we're going to take the rear end out, which is just held in by these U-bolts now. Fortunately, we had those on there and tightened down pretty good. They do belong there, but it used to only run one, and I added two because there was a plate that came off the side here that just bolted to this. It came down and kind of sandwiched here. So we added the dual U-bolt. So what we got to do is we got to grind all these welds out, and I got to reposition the rear end again on these pads, tack everything back into place, then pull the whole rear end out, and then re-weld everything. But this time what we're going to do to strengthen it up is we're going to make a gusset that goes from right here on the side of the plate and then ties in right here on the rear end, so it'll come up like this. That way it's welded across here and then welded right here, and we'll do that on both sides of that plate that we put in right here to help that to where when it goes to rotate, that it'll be stiffened up with that gusset as well. I don't have room on the other side to put one, so we'll just have to gusset the one side here and then do the same thing over here. It'll be a plate that comes off diagonally like this, and then it'll be welded across here like this, and then down here to the bracket. We'll do that on both sides of that gusset that we put in there, and that should eliminate that problem. We'll put some nice big heavy welds on there, heavier than what was on there before, and then we should be able to go back to launching it hard. But that's what happened. It's not that bad of a fix. It's just going to be some cutting, grinding, and welding, and we'll get that straightened out, and it should be good to go.
Dave Lance making another run in the Beretta. Driven by Jeremy Yocum out of Canton, Illinois. 572 cubic inches under the hood of that red 62 Impala. And our Mustang, don't have a name on it yet, but we are still loading tech cars. Red 62 Chevy Mustang 942 at 75 miles an hour. 1083, 1085, 1082, and 1083 this evening. This is Michelle Mays' pickup truck. 408. 5 for JPL, 921 at 75 miles an hour. 8 Mustang out of Camaro, that's Stuart Hutchinson. And Stuart taking the spurs into that Mustang down there. Here comes Chris, but the Mustang gets there first, 938. 766 is the best run for our Camaro. Best run than a 766. How about a 762? Down to 330. 561. They stepped